Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is October 9th, 2023. Um, as I talked about yesterday, today I'm going to be flying my first Ishkur, or my first assault frigate with this character. I've flown an assault frigate before, but only for a little bit of time. It's been quite a while. I got a whiner next to me. So I just woke up, fed her. I think she wants to play. So this may be a little bit of annoying while I do this video. All right, let's see if she hears me talking. Come on up. Okay. How you do? All right. Is that good enough? All right, we'll play later. All right. Give it like 30 minutes. I got to do a video. You have a good day. Okay. So, um, yeah, I've flown an assault frigate before, but only briefly. I think I liked it, but then something happened, and I don't know if why I stopped using it. Um, but I know there's a lot of people that like them, especially for PvP. Um, I'm not actually going to be using this ship for that, at least for now. Um, and I'm basically just focused on Galente right now, so we're going to go with that. When a dog brings you a rope thingy, that means she really wants to play. See this? Whee! Um, okay, go play with that for a little while. And I know there's probably a lot of people out there that play a lot of different ships. To be honest with you, I just bought my assault frigate last night through the level 1 skill in for it so I could fly it. Actually, let's go ahead and... I already did set the destination. Let's go pick her up. Let's go ahead and leave the ship here. So that was my Tristan. The reason why I've chosen to fly an Ishkur is obviously number one, I fly Galente ships with this character right now. I do fly a little bit of Minmatar, and I was skilled into it. But number two, the Ishkur is kind of in my quick looking at it, an upgrade from the Tristan, and might give me a little bit more opportunity to do some missions a little bit better. Is more expensive, obviously. I think I picked this one up for just over 20 million ISK. Um, so what I'd like to do is actually just jump into this ship and do a comparison of the Tristan versus the Ishkur. Like I was saying before, I'm not 100% sure I've ever seen anybody fly, or maybe I just didn't notice them flying Ishkurs around. I know I've seen the other assault frigate that you can get as a Galente, um, but and we'll take a look at that one too. So here is your thing. So you've got two separate assault frigates that you can get. You get the Ishkur. The bonuses to it are small hybrid turret optimal range, armor repairer, small hybrid turret damage for Galente frigate, and then your drone hit points go up. And then you've got a reduction of your micro warp drive signature radius penalty. So when you're doing the transversal, but you got micro warp drive on instead of your afterburner, you're going to be a little bit harder for people to hit you. Um, and then, and I haven't used this a whole lot, and that's probably something I'm going to be messing around with a lot. You get the opportunity to use the assault damage controls. So today I'm going to analyze it, and then off camera I'll play with it a bit, hopefully not die. And then tomorrow or sometime this week, I'll do a video of what I've learned from the ship. So today's just analysis of it versus the other assault frigate, the Enyo, and then also the a comparison between it and the Tristan, because I think they're similar ships between the three of them. If you look at the Enyo here, it's and I'm sorry, I literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago. A little white puffball woke me up. I fed her, and I grabbed some coffee, and I jumped in here, and I thought, I want to go fly this ship. But I thought, oh, shoot, I promised I'd make this video. So, long story short, the Enyo gets hybrid turret optimal range, hybrid turret tracking speed, hybrid turret damage, and then the same micro warp drive and assault damage control bonuses. So in other words, this seems like more of a PvP ship. It's not focused on drone damage, where the other one is split between the two. So now I may be completely wrong with this, but it just seems like the Enyo is more PvP, a little bit simpler, whereas the Ishkur is more PvE. But I might be wrong. We're going to take a look at them both, plus the Tristan here. So let's go ahead and hit our shift and show info, and then shift, show info. Cool. I'm just going to bounce them right up next to each other. And then let's just take a quick look at our regular Tristan that you can fly starting off. So where are you there, buddy? There we go. So the reason why I say the Tristan is similar is it is the one Galente frigate. It might be the only frigate I can think of off the top of my head, like beginner frigate, that you can fly a full flight of drones with. Why is that not coming up there? Come on, attributes. There we go. So you have a drone capacity of 40 meters cubed, which allows you to fly a full flight of drones as a beginning character, which is kind of cool. Whereas I don't, I'm racking my brain just a little bit here. I don't know of any other major 4 factions that allow you to do that with. So now I could do a comparison tool here, but I actually just want to pull these up next to each other so that we can kind of look at them all. I'm going to go through the descriptions of them, because sometimes those are just storyline based, but sometimes they give you a feel for what the ship was originally meant to be. Now, whether or not people use it for something different now, but I like to go through the descriptions sometimes just to get a feel for what something is. So go attribute. Let's go the traits. I don't need that. Go away. We already went through the bonuses of these 3. Now you notice this is a beginner ship. It gives you your, the Tristan is 7.5 bonus of small hybrid turret, and then a 10% bonus of hit points and tracking speed. So come on over here and we'll look at, you've got a little bit, your hybrid bonus with the Ishkur, you get a damage bonus for your frigate, and you get an optimal range bonus. Whereas with the Tristan, you get a tracking speed bonus. So a little bit different there. Then with the drone hit points you get for the Ishkur, you get hit points and tracking speed for the Tristan. So a little bit, ironically, a little bit better for the Tristan, even though it's a beginner ship. But all the other bonuses that you get here for the Ishkur, plus we're going to look at the stats, and I'm sure they're probably a little bit better. You get the armor repair bonus, which is really good when you're doing some PvE, especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a place where you can get repaired up. If you go armor tank with an armor repair, it can save you a lot of time. Then you've also got the signature radius bonuses there and there. So, cool. Let's look at the descriptions real quick. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. You guys can read these. Talk about the Tristan first. Often nicknamed the Fat Man, this nimble little frigate is mainly used by the Federation in escort duties or on short-range patrols. Tristan has been a very popular throughout the Glinty space for years because of its versatility. I think there's a lot of people that actually use the Tristan in low-level one-on-one PvP, or it was big for a while when you're doing the whole faction warfare out there. Now, I don't know what the faction warfare changes if the Tristan has changed with that or not, but the biggest difference with a Tristan is you're talking, you can buy probably about 20 Tristans for the price of one Enyo or one Ishkur. Now, these aren't overly expensive right now, but this being a beginner ship, you can really practice some stuff out. Now, if you go over to the Ishkur, specialized as a frigate-class drone carrier, very similar to the Tristan. The Ishkur carries less in the way of firepower than most other Glinty gunboats, so it's not really a big gun guy, with a fully stocked complement of drones and a skilled pilot. Okay, we'll go with the drones, not the skilled pilot part. However, no one should make a mistake of thinking this vessel is easy prey. So this is a drone boat. It does have a little bit of gunnery, but it is a drone boat. Now, the big question with this is the slots, because even though you get your trait bonuses for the Tristan, we're going to look at it here in a little bit in the fitting. How many slots does it give you? Can you mitigate the lower drone abilities by adding in equipment if it has more fitting slots? Last but not least, we'll talk about the Enyo real quick. A single fanged Enyo sports good firepower capability. A missile hardpoint. Huh, interesting. No bonuses to that hardpoint, but that might be something that's useful down the road. And some extremely strong armor plating, making it one of the best support frigates out there. Ideal for use in point ships to draw enemy fire from more vulnerable friendlies. Very cool. So, let's go attributes. Actually, I'd like to go fitting first. Let's go fitting first. Because that's easier to look at. Come on. Fitting. See that? It's not highlighting the tab. It's weird. No, I don't want that. That is very weird. It's not highlighting the tab for fitting. Is that broken? That does requirements. Let's go. Minimize. Let's try it again here. Not insane here. Okay, the attributes one came up briefly. Now it's working for the other ones. Okay, so that's weird. If I be right above it. Huh. CCP! No, not a big deal. So let's look at the fitting of it. The slots, very important. So one thing I've noticed with assault frigates, you get one less rig slot. Now, my general impression is they take away one less the rig slot, but then seem to give you more regular slots. So that's important. Because with the Tristan you get 3 rig slots, the assault frigates you get 2. There might be something in the lore where they took away a rig slot so they can put the assault damage or something like that. I could see that. That'd be kind of cool to have a little bit of a storyline behind that. Let's look at our CPU. So it's got... Now the Ishkur has the largest CPU, 170 versus 155 and 130. Power grid. The assaults have 50-50, whereas the Tristan has 35. That'll be useful for the extra slots that you have to do. You've got your calibration for your rigs. So even though you've only got 2 slots of rigs, you still have the same number of calibration points. So that's all right. You can throw on 200 rigs on there. A little bit less malleability, but the same firepower for it. Gunnery, 3 gun slots, no missile slots for the Ishkur. 4 gun slots and 1 missile slot. So that's important. And then 2 gun slots for the Tristan. So you're definitely seeing the big difference there as far as fitting goes with the Tristan. And this is a big definite upgrade because with now the Ishkur has 4 high power slots. 3 of them can be used for guns, so you're looking at the fourth one being something else, whether it be E-War or a salvager or something else that's there. I think there is a piece of equipment for drones that you could throw in for that. So that might be something. High power slots for the Ishkur, 5. You've got 5 guns and 1 missile, so this is what it does. I would be filling that out with as much damage as possible. And then the Tristan, you've got 3 slots, but you can only use 2 for guns. So really, this Ishkur seems to be a big upgrade for the Tristan, at least so far. In medium power slots, 4, 3, 3, and low power slots, 3, 4, 3. So adding them together, I like to do this little number. Total number of slots, you've got 11 for the Ishkur, you've got 12 for the Enyo, and you've got 9 for the Tristan. So you've got 1 extra slot in comparison to the Tristan. You've got 1 extra slot for your high power and 1 extra slot for your medium. So you can't throw in any more drone damage stuff here, but you can put possibly some omnidirectional stuff on there to get the tracking speed and other bonuses on there. So yeah, you can mitigate possibly the traits if you want to with those medium power slots. Your low power slots, you're going to be doing at least 1 as an armor repairer. So and medium, you're almost always going to be putting on some sort of velocity. You're going to be putting a micro warp drive on here to get those bonuses. So things to think about whenever you're doing these. So those are your rigs. Now attributes, and I'm going to show one thing here. If I can pull up this tab, it's going to do it to me again, isn't it? I don't know what it is with that. The other ones are fine. There it is. It's weird. That's really weird. So I'm going to talk just briefly about the Enyo here. Notice here it's only got 1 drone. That's it. And then drone bandwidth of 0.5 or 5 bits, so 1 light drone it can fly. So it is not a drone ship at all. Just a little bit of an extra thing that you can throw on there. Maybe a little bit of E-War, maybe a salvager. I don't know if doing any damage with 1 would be really that helpful, but maybe it's like a thing. But a lot of other bonuses here, but I'm going to go ahead and close this one out because we're not really going to be flying an Enyo, but I just want to show you the difference between the major differences between a gunship and a drone boat for these assault frigates. So, video still going? Yep, cool. So now you've got your drone boat, your Ishkur versus your Tristan. Structure hit points. Big difference, almost twice the amount. Cargo capacity, a little bit larger. Drone capacity, you've got 50 versus 40, so the Ishkur can fly 2 more light drones. Now this is a big number right here. Even though it's got 50 capacity, it really shouldn't be flying any medium drones in my mind. Maybe there's something that you can use that for, but you've only got 25 megabits per second for drone bandwidth. So you can fly 5 light drones, but you can only fly 2 mediums and 1 light if you really wanted to. Maybe if you were going up against some little bit larger ships, that might be helpful, but mass, not a big difference. About a 50,000 kilogram difference there. Volume, a little bit larger, packaged the same inertia modifier. So your inertia modifier affects the acceleration turning speed as the value increases. So it is a little bit higher. So your acceleration and turning speed is going to be a little bit slower with an assault frigate versus a Tristan. Your armor setup here. Let's go ahead. Shield capacity. So your structure, strength. Let me just look here. Yeah, it looks like the armor is focused on kinetic damage, and you want to be a little bit careful around explosive guys. Whereas the shield capacity, you want to be careful with EM. But you're an armor tanker, so you shouldn't really have to worry about this too much. Just be a little bit aware of it. Whereas the Tristan is the similar? Yeah, similar kind of setup there. Almost the same stuff. Your armor hit points are almost double, 809 versus 450. And then your shield capacity is a little bit larger too. So really a beefier ship that doesn't turn as quickly as the Tristan, but definitely got a lot more firepower to it. And still a pretty quick ship from what I can tell. Now in comparison to other assault frigates, maybe I'll do a video on that down the road. This will be my base assault frigate that I use to learn. And then down the road, maybe we'll take a look at if I fly any others. No real electronic resistances going on there. Good. Capacitor capacity is larger. Recharge time is a little bit longer, probably because of the size of the capacitor. Targeting distance, a little bit farther. Okay, that's cool. Got it. And I have some pretty good range skills with my drones, so that's pretty good. Maximum lock targets, one extra one. Signature radius. This is interesting. So your signature radius is actually smaller with the Ishkur than it is the Tristan. That's kind of interesting. So, long story short, it would take a little bit longer for somebody to scan me down. It would take a little bit longer for them to target me. But I will have the micro warp drive on, which will make me a little bit larger. But not a big deal. Somebody's whining. We got 7 minutes, and I'll take you to play with the ball. Last but not least, maximum velocity, very similar. Sub warp speed, sub warp speed 5.5 versus 5. So a little bit faster getting from point A to point B in sub warp speed. So pretty cool stuff. So let's just jump in, and I did buy this sucker yesterday. Probably overpriced. Ship. I have not fit it yet. Assemble the ship. So what I will do is take this and fit it out and fly it around today, and either tonight, tomorrow, the next day, I'll do another video saying what my review of the ship is from a new assault frigate flyer guy is. So let's just take a look here. Most importantly, that is your Ishkur. Now, do I have any? Do I have any skins for it over the years? Come on. This run a little bit slow today. Any skins? Personalization. I got no skins. Dang it. Okay, might have to rectify that. It is kind of a cool looking ship. Looks very similar to the Cursus. Probably different coloring style. But that is your generic Enyo. I'm sorry, that is not an Enyo. This is a Cursus. Is that what it is? Alrighty. So I got a dog that's bugging me. Hopefully the next video will have a little bit more of an update as to whether or not this ship is any good or not. I know it will be good for what I'm using it for. The one thing that I want to be a little bit careful of is I am in high sec. I've been flying around in my little Tech 1 ships, but now I've got to be a little bit more careful. If I start flying a little bit more expensive ships, I do put myself at risk of being attacked. Now, I don't really think I'll be too worried about things with this. Uh, what is it called? Show info. I am not awake yet. Ishkur. Um, because it is more expensive, but it's still about 20 million isk. So probably once I fit it out, uh, it'll probably be about 35, 40 million isk. But still want to be careful. Once you start flying better ships, pirates out there are looking for killboard stuff. Um, but they're probably not looking for something that can defend itself. I only say this because I remember years and years and years and years ago, I think it was when they first brought out the alpha characters. I was playing a free account, and I took my time and I worked my way up to the point where I could fly a Vexor Navy issue. um, and I probably spent a month or two or three saving my ISK up, and then went and did a site or a mission or something in high sec, and it was like day one, and I was not checking my local, did not have things set up, and pirate group came in and blew it up because it was worth like 80 million ISK after I put it together. So that's where I got to be a little bit careful. So that's all I got for today. Hey, at least for videos, I'm going to be playing a decent amount today and working on the house and hanging out with the dog. She brought me. Can I have that? Can I have this? Are you going to give that to me? Come on up. Come on up. There you go. Is this what you want me to throw for you? Or you just want to play? You just want to play. That's all it is. All right. We'll go play. Hey, you guys. Have a great day. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.